Greetings, my fellow Hooties, and welcome back to the party, the spooky Hoot Party. And speaking of party, it's time to discuss the Cartoon Network classic Halloween special, Scary Godmother Halloween Spooktacular, released in 2003, and its sequel, The Revenge of Jimmy, which came out 2 years later. So if you need another reason to feel old like yours, Hootie, will mark its 21st anniversary, and soon its 20th for Revenge of Jimmy next year. Now don't we feel like some spooky, scary skeletons, huh? They're both based on the children's books and comic series created by Jill Thompson and published by Sirius Entertainment. And they do a really good job getting the characters to look like the original source, which, may I add, Scary Godmother bears a striking resemblance to Jill Thompson herself, but that just might be me. Now, I'm not gonna give a full plot discussion of both specials, but for those who may be new to the nostalgic spooktacular, I'll give you the bones of both plots. Both specials follow Hannah Marie. As in the first Scary Godmother, she goes trick-or-treating with her cousin Jimmy Brando and his 3 friends, Bert, Daryl, and Katie, who, I don't know about you, and I may be wrong here, but I think Daryl and Katie like each other.
Oh, and Miss Shoeless Joe for 3 kisses.
Okay. Wait, I don't have any kisses. Oh. Breaker, we've lost contact with Katie and Daryl. Please advise Houston, over.
Yeah, you could say it's subtle. If subtle you mean as subtle as Scully Pettibone being Scary Godmother's skeleton in the closet.
Does everyone have a skeleton in their closet?
Almost everyone, little miss. I remember when a vampire queen used to look like a queen. Me too.
Subtle. Jimmy, Bert, Daryl, and even Katie trick Hannah into going into the spook house to prove she's a big kid and leave candy in the basement since she's the new kid, so the monster won't eat all the children in the world. But since she's braver than they realized, they decide to scare her.
Leave your candy! It's your only hope! I think I hear a skeleton rapping in the closet!
You hear that witch laughing?
Or the werewolf howl?
You better hurry, Hannah. Get to the basement and throw some candy down there.
Before locking her inside the spook house. And as she cries, she's greeted by the Scary Godmother, who she takes her to her house in the front side. Just in time, as her and Scully are preparing for a big party for all their friends and Harry, which they seem to tolerate more than like, seeing as he inhales the food the moment he arrives and mistakes Hannah for one of his favorite actresses, who looks like she came out of a Tim Burton coloring book.
Of course! It's Ophelia St. Tartar, who played the Princess of Ectoplasmania in episode 42 of The Spectral Six. She's practically in the same costume as well. What a priceless in-joke for those of us who are longtime spectators, like myself, of course. Hors d'oeuvre, Miss Tartar?
Hannah enjoys the Halloween Spooktacular, while the others, and eventually Jimmy, slowly feel guilty for tricking her into going into the spook house. Along with the cool characters Hannah meets in the front side, Mr. Pennybone, Harry the Werewolf, Bugaboo, and Count Maxwell and his wife, Countess Ruby, who, may I add, Maxwell is a nice nod to Nosferatu, and their son Orson. There are also characters exclusive to the comic, like Harry's mom, Madame Irene Le Gavadon, Tinkery, and Hulda, both being Scary Godmother's best friends who attended the same school as her growing up, and the Master, the oldest of the living vampires. The first special is more of an introduction to the series, most of the special basically being held in the front side during the party, Speaking of which, Scary Godmother can sure dance. I mean, what is she doing here? It ends with Hannah getting a little payback on Jimmy and the others with the help of her new friends. In all, this is my go-to for Halloween specials to watch. I've watched it every year I can, either on TV or YouTube, and I remember it fondly as a kid. The animation, which I don't mind how it looks, in my Hooted opinion, it adds to the nostalgia. And the sequel, Revenge of Jimmy, is also amazing. This time, it's narrated by the fairy food feaster himself, Harry, like it already happened, as it cuts to him from time to time. Traumatized by the events of the first special, being plagued by nightmares, and being scared by Bugaboo under his bed, Jimmy vows to destroy Halloween, and there's a reoccurring theme of his parents telling him not to smile like a demented little gremlin, or else it'll stay like that.
And don't make those faces at dinner table. It'll get stuck that way. What did I tell you about making faces? Stop it or your face will freeze like that!
Oh yeah, whatever. Huh? Uh-oh.
A nice bit of foreshadow, as the more he destroys the decorations, marks all the candy as poison, or smash the pumpkins, he becomes more and more evil looking. A sort of corruption, if you will. The more it makes the front side disappear, but every time Jimmy destroys something, Hannah and the others are there to make it better, saving the front side. And I'm not gonna comment on this. Jimmy sneaks into the front side after Hannah invites Bert, Dylan, and Katie to Scary Godmother's party using the key she gave her at the end of the first special, and is scared by the cast of characters before winning the contest for best costume for scaring Bugaboo, returning him to his normal self as he and Hannah smash the pumpkin. We get a cute outro as Scary Godmother ends the special with a cool, spooky sparkle fade to black. I love these specials if it wasn't obvious already. If you haven't already, I really recommend you watch these. They're the perfect Halloween special duo. And even the comics that continue the series. Honestly, there's so much to the series, they could definitely make more specials, and since over 20 years have passed, the fan base has built up enough for it to do well. And I don't need to mention there's a lot of fans of Scary Godmother. Phew, close call. Well, my fellow Hooties, you heard how I feel about these beautiful spooky specials, but what do you think? Let me know what you think in the comments. As always, you fellow Hooties' opinions and feedback means a lot, and I can't thank you all for all your support. That's the end of another Hootober, and I can't wait to see you for the next Hootoween review, where I take a look at Rick and Morty, Season 6, Episode 4, Night Family. Now I know it's not a Halloween special, but I think we can all agree that it's scary. Well, with that said, thanks for watching, and until then, I'll see you when you visit the spooky Hoot house, and I give my Hoot in the dark. Thank you for watching Hootober. Don't forget to like, share with your spooky fam, subscribe today and join the Parliament of Hoots, and check out my other social medias, such as Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and my PlayStation Network. Check out these 2 videos, it'll take you to more of my content, and I'll see you for the next Hootober.